Here's something the internet won't tell you. You do not need a rich family, a genius IQ, or a lucky break to build real wealth in America. The data says almost the opposite. Most American millionaires didn't inherit their money, they built it on ordinary incomes, one boring decision at a time. Meanwhile, nearly half of Americans have less than $1,000 saved. So what separates the people who slowly get ahead from the people who stay stuck at zero? It isn't luck and it isn't income. It's a handful of mechanical, provable steps. Today we walk through every one of them, using nothing but the numbers. This is how you build wealth in America, starting from zero. Let's follow the money. I'm Don Blake, and this is USAFinance, where we hand you everything you need to get, keep, and grow your money with nothing but sourced facts and plain English. Quick and important, this is education, not financial advice. We don't tell you what to buy, we show you what the data says actually works and let you make your own call. Today is the big one, the whole game plan, how wealth is really built in this country, why it has almost nothing to do with a high income, and the exact order the numbers say to do it in. Every figure comes from the Federal Reserve, the IRS, and the S&P. If this changes how you see money, subscribe. Let's begin. First, let's define the word, because most people get it wrong. Wealth is not your paycheck. It's not your car or the number on a watch. Wealth is your net worth. Everything you own minus everything you owe. Assets minus debts. That's it. A doctor earning $400,000 a year with a leased life and $500,000 in loans can have a negative net worth. A teacher who quietly saved for 30 years can be a millionaire. Income is how much money flows through your hands. Wealth is how much you keep and grow. The whole trick of getting rich in America is turning the first one into the second, and that's a skill, not a salary. So where does a normal American actually stand? According to the Federal Reserve, the median U.S. household has a net worth of about $190,000. But that one number hides everything. The average is over $1 million, because a small group of very rich households drags the average way up. Half the country has far less. For households under 35, the median net worth is around $39,000. Here's the encouraging part. The bar to get ahead of most people is lower than you think, and nearly everyone who cleared it did it the same slow, unglamorous way. That gap between the average and the median isn't luck. It's decades of small, repeatable habits. Now let's kill the biggest myth of all, that you need a big income to build wealth. You don't. Study after study of American millionaires finds the majority never earned a huge salary and never inherited a dime. They were teachers, managers, plumbers, small business owners, people who saved consistently and let time do the heavy lifting. Meanwhile, plenty of people earning six figures are broke because they spend every dollar that comes in. It's called lifestyle inflation. Earn more, spend more, keep nothing. The uncomfortable truth in the data is this: what you keep matters far more than what you earn. A modest income with a high savings rate beats a big income with none almost every time. So if income isn't the engine, what is? One force, and it's the closest thing to magic that finance has: compound growth. Compounding means your money earns money, and then that money earns money too. Left alone, it snowballs. Einstein reportedly called it the most powerful force in finance, and the math backs him up. Here's the catch almost nobody tells you. Compounding is boring for years, then explosive. For the first decade, it barely moves. Then the curve bends upward, and most of the growth happens at the very end. That's why the single most valuable thing you own isn't a stock or a salary. It's time, and it's the one asset you can never buy back. Let's put real numbers on it. Say you invest $100 a month, a little over $3 a day, and earn the U.S. stock market's long-run average. After 10 years, you'd have roughly $18,000. Not life-changing yet, but keep going. After 40 years, that same 100 a month grows to somewhere between $260,000 and over $600,000, depending on the return, from money you'd probably never have missed. And notice where the growth lives. Most of that final total appears in the last 10 years. The person who starts at 25 and stops beats the person who starts at 35 and never stops. Starting early isn't a nice to have. Mathematically, it's everything. Before you can build, you have to stop the bleeding. You cannot fill a bucket with holes in the bottom, and most people's finances are full of them. Hole number one, high interest debt. The average credit card charges over 21%. Carrying a balance is compounding working against you at a speed no investment can beat. Hole number two, fees. Overdraft charges, account fees, and the 0.01% your big bank pays instead of 4%, quietly draining you every month. Hole number three, scams. Americans lost $16 billion to fraud last year. Step 0 of building wealth is defense. Plug the holes, because a dollar you stop losing is worth more than a dollar you chase. Now the foundation, everything else is built on. The gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap is the raw material of wealth. No gap, no wealth at any income. Your savings rate, the share of your income you keep, is the single biggest lever you control. Not your salary, not the perfect stock. The gap. The data is blunt. Someone saving 20% of a modest paycheck will outbuild someone saving nothing on a huge one every single time, and you widen the gap from both ends, earn a little more where you can, and quietly cut the expenses that don't actually make your life better. Every dollar in that gap is a future employee working for you around the clock. The first place that gap should go isn't the stock market. It's a boring, unglamorous emergency fund, and it's the step that saves everyone else's plan. Here's why it matters so much. The Federal Reserve finds a huge share of Americans can't cover a $400 surprise without borrowing. So when the car breaks or the job ends, they reach for a credit card at 21%, and the hole reopens. A cash cushion, even $1,000 to start, then a few months of expenses, is what stops one bad week from undoing years of progress. It won't make you rich. It's the seatbelt that keeps you from getting poor. Build it first. Keep it in a high-yield savings account and let it sit there. With a cushion in place, aim everything at high-interest debt. This is the highest guaranteed return move in all of personal finance, and it isn't close. Think about it. If your credit card charges 21%, paying it off earns you a guaranteed 21%. No stock, no fund, no guru can promise that. Wiping out a 21% debt beats almost any investment you could make with the same dollar. The data-backed order is simple. List your debts and attack the highest interest rate first while paying the minimums on the rest. Every balance you erase frees up cash flow forever. Get rid of the debt that's compounding against you. And then, and only then, does compounding start working for you. Now we start building with the only free money in finance, the employer match. Many jobs offer a 401k and will match what you put in, say 50 cents or $1 for every dollar, up to a limit. That is an instant 50 to 100% return before your money is invested in anything at all. Yet studies show a large share of workers don't put in enough to get the full match. They're leaving free money on the table every single paycheck. The 2026 limit you can contribute is $24,500, but you don't need anywhere near that. If your employer matches, putting in at least enough to grab every matched dollar is mathematically the highest return step available to most working Americans. Next, the government hands you legal ways to keep more of what you grow. Most people never use them. A traditional IRA or 401k lets your money grow without being taxed each year. You pay tax later in retirement. A Roth version flips it. You pay tax now, and every dollar of growth comes out completely tax-free. In 2026, you can put up to $7,500 a year into an IRA. Then there's the quiet champion, the HSA, the only account taxed in your favor 3 times, going in, growing, and coming out for medical costs. These aren't loopholes for the rich. They're built for you. Wealth isn't just what you earn on your money. It's how much of it you keep from taxes. So where does the money actually go to grow? For most people, the data points to something almost boringly simple: a low-cost index fund. An index fund buys a tiny slice of hundreds of America's biggest companies at once, like the S&P 500. Instead of betting on one stock, you own a piece of the whole market. Here's the fact the industry hates. Over the long run, the S&P 500 has returned about 10% a year on average for a century, and most professional stock pickers fail to beat it. In a typical year, roughly 80% of the pros underperform that simple index. You don't have to be brilliant. You have to be patient, keep costs low, and let a slice of the American economy compound for decades. Now the step that quietly separates the people who build wealth from the people who mean to: automation. Willpower fails, motivation fades, so the winners take themselves out of the decision entirely. They pay themselves first, money moves automatically into savings and investments the day the paycheck lands before it can be spent. What's left is what they live on. It flips the whole game. Instead of saving whatever survives the month, you spend whatever survives the saving. Set it up once, a slice to the emergency fund, a slice to the match, a slice to the index fund, and wealth building becomes a background process, running whether you feel like it or not. Consistency beats intensity, and automation is how you guarantee consistency. Now the traps, because the numbers show most people don't fail from not knowing what to do. They fail by falling for what feels good. Trap 1, lifestyle inflation. Every raise gets spent, so the gap never grows, and the finish line never gets closer. Trap 2, get rich quick. The meme coin, the day trading course, the can't lose flip. The data is brutal, the vast majority lose, and the only reliable winner is whoever sold you the dream. Trap 3, keeping up appearances. Financing a lifestyle to look wealthy is the surest way to never actually be wealthy. Real wealth is quiet. It's built by people doing boring things consistently, while ignoring everyone who's broke trying to look rich. So who actually pulls this off? Strip away the myths, and the data paints a very ordinary picture. The typical American who builds real wealth isn't a founder or a trader. They're a nurse, a teacher, a technician, a small business owner who lived a little below their means, avoided high-interest debt, and invested steadily for 20 or 30 years. They didn't time the market or find a secret. They were consistent and patient while the market did its thing. First generation, self-made, boring, and far more common than the highlight reels suggest. That's the quietly hopeful message in the numbers. The path is narrow, but it's open, and it doesn't require you to be extraordinary, just relentless. Now the honest part, because we don't sell fantasies here. This is slow, it is not guaranteed, and it is not equally easy for everyone. Building wealth from zero can take decades. Markets fall, and some years your investments will drop. That's normal, and the long-run averages already include those crashes. And it's real that starting with debt, low wages, or no safety net makes the climb steeper. The data doesn't pretend the field is level, but here's what the data also shows. The mechanics still work. Spend less than you earn, avoid high-interest debt, capture free money, and let low-cost investments compound over time. It's not a magic trick. It's a slow, boring machine that has worked for ordinary people for a century, so let's make it usable. Here are the DOs, general principles the data supports, not personal advice. Do build the gap first. Spend less than you earn, and treat your savings rate as the number that matters most. Do defend before you attack. A starter emergency fund, then kill high-interest debt before you invest $1. Do capture free money. If there's an employer match, grab all of it. And do keep it simple and automatic. Low cost, broadly diversified, invested on autopilot for decades. Boring, consistent, and patient beats clever every single time. Now the don'ts, and these are where fortunes quietly leak away. Don't carry high-interest debt while trying to invest. You cannot out-earn a 21% credit card. Don't chase get-rich-quick schemes, hot tips, or anything promising fast, guaranteed returns. If it sounds too good to be true, you are the product. Don't let every raise become a bigger lifestyle. Lifestyle inflation is how high earners stay broke. And don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect amount. The data is clear. Starting small today beats starting big someday. Time in the market is the one advantage you can't get back. So here's the bottom line. Building wealth in America from zero isn't a secret, a scam, or a lottery ticket. It's a machine. And the blueprint is boringly consistent across the data. Spend less than you earn. Plug the holes, build a cushion, kill high-interest debt, grab the free match, use the tax shelters, invest simply, and automate it. Then let time and compounding do the part no human can. It's slow, it's unglamorous, it won't trend. But it has quietly turned teachers, plumbers, and clerks into millionaires for generations. And the door is still open. You don't need to be rich to start. You have to start to become rich. Let's put it all together. Building wealth from zero, by the numbers. Wealth is net worth, not income. The median U.S. household is worth about $190,000. High-interest debt costs over 21%, so paying it off is a guaranteed 21% return. An employer match is an instant 50 to 100%. The S&P 500 has averaged about 10% a year for a century, and most pros can't beat it. And $100 a month can grow into the hundreds of thousands over a working lifetime. The order, gap, cushion, debt, match, tax shelters, invest, automate. Small, boring, repeated for decades. That's the whole machine. Here's the real bottom line. Wealth in America is built quietly by ordinary people using a plan that hasn't changed in 100 years. And now you have the whole thing. At USAFinance, that's the mission. Hand you what you need to get, keep, and grow your money. Sourced in plain English, never advice. If this gave you a plan, subscribe. It's free and it's how we keep going. And next time we take on one of the biggest weights holding Americans back from step one, student loans. The rules just changed in 2026. The old plans are gone, and we'll break down exactly what it means for your payment. I'm Don Blake. Make your money work. We'll see you next time.